What's up everyone, GameDad here, coming at you guys with a brand new collection series. This time we are taking a look at everything that I currently have in the collection for the PSP. So, come with me as we check out part 1. Afterburner Black Falcon was released by Sega in 2007, and in this game you get to fly different aircraft, you get to go around going on different missions, and the controls are actually really responsive, which I appreciate in an aerial combat kind of game. I do like the Ace Combat series a little bit better, but this one, for being a handheld game, I thought was pretty excellent. It's really easy to turn around if you miss a target, it's easy to lock onto targets, and the controls are really intuitive. Up next, we have Ape Escape on the Loose, released by SCEA in 2005. And this game, it has a very Spyro kind of feel to it. You're going around, you are collecting all of the apes. You play as this character. I didn't happen to catch his name, but you're playing as this character, going around using what looks kind of like a lightsaber, and also using a net, trying to catch all of these apes that are on the loose. And overall, I mean, it's your typical 3D action platformer kind of game. Kind of fun, but I don't really care for it all that much. And here we have Armored Core Formula Front, released by FromSoftware in 2005. And in this game, you get to go around playing as these different customized mechs and having these grand epic battles in huge play arenas. And I gotta say, this game, I was actually having a ton of fun playing this. It will take me a while to be able to get used to all the different customizations that you can do to really improve your mech overall. But, I mean, the controls are great, the graphics are great for a handheld, even it being a PSP. I mean, I had a blast playing this game. And here we have ATV Offroad Fury Blazin Trails, released by SCEA in 2005. And this game is a lot like any other ATV off-road game. You go around, you play on some tracks, you have basic controls, a few typical stunts that you can do, and that's really about it. I mean, this one in particular, I felt that the controls were a little bit stiff, so it was kind of hard to, get the ATV to go around sharp turns, things like that. But, I mean, it's exactly what you would expect. It's an ATV game on PSP. And here we have ATV Offroad Fury Pro, released by SCEA in 2006, and this one, I gotta say, I liked it a lot better than Blazin Trails. I mean, the overall gameplay is the same, but I felt the controls were a lot more refined in this one. Turning was a lot easier, it wasn't as stiff. I felt like the graphics got a nice jump up in overall quality, and just the overall level design seemed better. I mean, this is still just a basic track you can see here that I'm playing on, but you can actually see more in the backgrounds, and it just gives to the overall atmosphere of the game. Next up is BlazBlue Calamity Trigger Portable, released by Arc System Works in 2010, and this game, it's kind of just like your everyday fighting game, but with more of like a cartoon animation style. I mean, overall, it was kind of fun. The controls were a little bit clunky, and I didn't really care for the character designs as a whole, but I mean, it's exactly what you would expect. You have fighting elements, you go against your opponent, there's some special moves and attacks, and that's really about it. And here we have Bleach, Heat the Soul 3, released by SCEI in 2006, and I gotta be honest, in this game, I do not have a clue what is going on. This is actually a Japan exclusive game for the PSP, and I believe they made about 6 of these Heat the Soul games. And I mean, I liked the Bleach anime, but it didn't help me at all with trying to figure out what was going on in this game. There was a lot of loading screens, there was this weird map that I had to kind of navigate, and I just didn't really enjoy it because I don't know what's happening. And here we have Bobble Evolution, released by Codemasters in 2006, and this is your typical Bobble platforming style game. So it's not the kind of puzzle shooter that you would see often in arcades or things like that, but it's actually taking off of the original platforming style game, where you go around, you're finding your enemies, take them out, and you just keep progressing through the levels. But this gives it a really nice polished 3D look. So it was really cool to see this on the PSP and be able to play a classic game with a nice 3D reskin. And here we have Capcom Puzzle World, released by Capcom in 2007, and in this game they actually take a bunch of prior franchises that they have, including some that were already of the puzzle genre, and they make them all into puzzle games. So it's actually pretty fun to see different things like this. A lot of them have, a very Tetris or Dr. Mario kind of feel, but it's still fun to see it with all of your favorite Capcom characters. So I really enjoyed playing this game, and it's great to see something like this on a handheld so that you can play it on the go. And now for Championship Manager 2006, released by Eidos Interactive in 2006. And I gotta be honest, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing in this game. I thought it would be, some sort of detailed thing where you pick your team and their stats, and then you get to actually go play a game of soccer. But it is definitely not that. You're going through, and it feels like you're taking care of the business side of a soccer franchise. I have no idea why a game like this would have been made, but there were actually quite a few of them, and this just seems super boring to me. Up next is Death Jr., released by Konami in 2005, and in this game, you go around actually playing as the son of Death, and you're kind of in school. You got some weird, quirky animations going on. It feels like they tried to go for like a Tim Burton kind of feel, but they didn't really execute it very well, because instead of being like a claymation style, it's actually 3D animated. But the game actually has gotten really good reviews over the years, and personally, I liked it. I mean, it was a fun little game, nice little story to go on. It just looks weird. I mean, I guess that's the creepy feel they were going for. Next up, we have Fat Princess, Fistful of Cake, released by Sony Computer Entertainment in 2010. And this game, it felt kind of like like a Castle Crashers sort of esque game where, you're trying to steal things from the other team while they're trying to steal things from you. And you're trying to feed a fat princess a bunch of cake. I mean, this is a super strange concept for a game. And the controls were a little wonky, but I mean, graphically, it looks fine. It's a very strange game. Next up, we have Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, released by SCEI in 2005. And in this game, it's kind of just piggybacking off of the actual Ghost in the Shell show. So, pretty cool game. You get to see all your favorite characters from the TV show, and you get to play through a lot of dialogue, which, you could take it or leave it. Personally, for me, I don't really like a ton of dialogue. I would rather get in and play the actual game. But, pretty cool to see a Ghost in the Shell game. Now here is the Gran Turismo Collector's Edition, released by SCEA in 2009, and this one has that cool holographic cover on the box, so I kind of like that box art. But it is a typical Gran Turismo game. You go through, you do your races, you earn points, you unlock different vehicles. It is very hyper-realistic in regards to racing games, and it looks amazing on the PSP. I mean, you would never know that this was a handheld unless you were actually playing it on a handheld. I mean, the game is great. And last up for this video is Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, released by Rockstar Games in 2009. And in this game, you are back in, I believe, Liberty City, but you're just kind of in its Chinatown. And the game, I don't know if it was just my copy, but the controls on it were quite strange. It was not very intuitive to just kind of jump in, kind of like Liberty City Stories. That one, it was a great game, easy to play, but this one I was having a lot of trouble controlling it. But overall, it's just another story in the Grand Theft Auto universe.
So there you have it, everyone. That is everything that is currently in part 1 of my PSP collection. Now, did you see anything that you liked? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, please be sure to also hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell so you get an alert every time I got a new video coming out. Now, as always, I'm GameDad. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.